What's going on, YouTube? Claic is all back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius banner review, and today we're literally just going to look at Hyo on this banner because he is literally the only unit we need to really discuss. Maybe Awaken Rain a bit, as we do have the double step-up banner. So that's what we're going to talk about first, is that this unit is coming out with a double step-up banner, and a lot of people have been asking me, you know, which one do I summon on, the 11k or the 25k? And in the end, the one with the most value, the most anticipated expected rate when it comes to how many Hyo you're going to get is the 25k. If you're looking to actually spend that much lapis, it's a no-brainer, giving you the rainbow in the middle and then having a 50-50 shot of Awaken Rain, or the best magic 7-star tank that'll be a long time in the game for him to come in Awaken Rain, who is also getting their 7-star awakening, by the way. However, if you're not looking to spend that much lapis, obviously go with the 11k summon. If you're looking to spend maybe 36k, but you're unsure, and you only need Hyo, you don't need any Awaken Rain, run the 11k. At the very end, the very last step, you have a large chance of getting Hyo. It's a bit smaller than the 25k, and you don't get as much value as going all through that, but you're only spending 11k lapis. So I think if you are going to spend 25k, go ahead and use the 25k one. Forget the 11k one till later. But if you're on the fence and you may spend both, or you're only going to spend the 11k, that's all right. Your value overall is down, and your value on getting a Hyo is down, but it's still a great chance of being a step up, and that's why I love it so much, is because it gives us a chance to have even more value when we go for Hyo here in Global, and have our chances at one of the best magic tanks in the game. So that's pretty awesome. So let's talk about why Hyo is so strong and why he's so powerful. He's a 5-star base going up to 7-star physical damage meta breaker attacker here. Let's look at his TMR. This is just ridiculous. Hyo's clothes. Let's go ahead and click on here. I just actually want to go to the page. Attack 28, which is an extremely high attack stat when it comes to chest pieces, so that's going to be good for even your true dual wield or your true double hand users, as that's a high attack stat. Defense 42, making you a little more tanky, and giving you the ability Blade Master, which means you're going to have 30% increased attack with Greatsword. So not only are you getting the attack 28, you're also getting a 30% attack increase attached to that through great swords, which most of our finishers, most of our true double hand users, most of our true dual wield users are going to be using great swords anyway. So this is just phenomenal. This TMR, even if Hyo wasn't great, right? This TMR would be something I would be telling you guys to pull for alone. Literally, if he was ass at 7-star and he was a bad 5-star base, this TMR saves it alone. So that's something to get excited about on its own. But looking at his TMR Ultima weapon, attack 180, great sword. It's not two-handed great sword. It's a single-handed with no element. It's not that important for you guys to get your hands on. It's actually something you guys can look past and not worry too much about anyway. Don't even worry about getting 4 of Hyo unless you just want to have 2 to chain together. This is not something to be worrying about too much. It's not terrible, but it's on the mediocre range when it comes to STMRs and weapons. So you may notice that my shirt is changed. That's because the information wasn't all the way on the wiki when I first recorded this video, but I kind of liked what I said in the beginning, so movie magic, here we are. So let's actually talk about this badass meta-breaking unit and go into detail on what he can actually do. So he has the ability Dual Slash. It's going to do physical damage, and it's going to do two swings of AoE damage. And this is going to be similar to what we have on Veritas of the Dark. I don't know if you guys have ever used his ability where he does like a front flip and hits, and it's AoE. Going to be like that. Increase attack 100% for 3 turns to caster, selfless state. You can buff up your attack by 100% if you would like to cast this, only costs 12 mana. Moving on, he has 2 different abilities in Flame Blade and Voltage Blade, okay? Physical damage 3.5 times to one enemy. No element attached to either of these, by the way. Decrease fire resist or lightning resist depending on voltage or flame blade if you use it, and it chains with the Divine Ruination chaining family. So, starting off, this is his 5-star version. He gets the ability to chain with Divine Ruination family, which is massive, huge, lots of people to chain with. And also put down either fire or lightning resist by 60%. So just be aware that when we're using Hyo, you are using him in order to do fire or lightning damage. Essentially, if you are working with his own kit. He's a fire and lightning damage type of unit. Okay, very, very strong. Imperils there, along with a very strong ability, being able to chain with Divine Ruination. Life Severing Blade, instant KO 50% or deal physical damage to one enemy. That's maybe for, I don't know, these abilities, I've never really liked them, maybe for Arena, I guess. Unknown Trader, now this is where he brings in a little utility. Remove all status effects from all enemies, that's going to be an AoE ability that hits. Very strong, I don't know how many times I've found myself inside of a battle and missing out on Odin for some reason not having Finger Snap. This is an AoE Finger Snap, I like it, feels good, man. I guess you're never really casting it on your team though, because Hyo will murder your team. He has Heat Drive, mitigate damage taken 30% for 3 turns to the caster, increase defensive spirit by 100%. I don't really see you casting this much at all, but it's there if you want it. Ruthless Blade, physical damage 2 times to one enemy, physical damage 1.5 times to all enemies. Biggest thing here is this move chains with Onion Slice. So this now opens up Hyo from only being able to, not only being able to chain with everyone in the Divine Ruination family, but also being able to chain with Onion Knights. So it's even more partners on your friend list you're going to have if you end up having Hyo. And this is still a 6-star, guys. Cure status breaks on the caster. So if you use this, you get rid of all your stat breaks, along with enabling Triple Blade. And we'll talk about Triple Blade in a minute, but this is a way we can enable Triple Blade. Then we have his big 6-star ability, and it's going to read really weird, but I promise it's going to work out for us, all right? Physical damage 0.5 times to one enemy. That's low as shit. Claic, what's that about? Hits 6 times. Physical damage 1.8 times with ignore defense 50% to all enemies. That hits 1 time. Chaining with Divine Ruination. So the first thing I need you guys to understand is this move chains just like Divine Ruination does, just like his Flame Blade or Voltage Blade. Even though it reads really strange, it's still going to do the whole thing where it chains perfectly with them. What this introduces and why this makes Hyo broken is that this makes his damage all backloaded. Meaning that instead of having a bunch of damage spread out evenly across his chaining, all of his damage gets hit at the end. So not only does he chain up, build the chain, he also finishes. It's like a tiny finisher for himself. And that's what makes him so powerful. This way of chaining is what's coming. It is what's going to be the big, breakout way of doing it. Because again, like I said, like, let's say Orlando, for example, if he was to use Divine Ruination, his multiplier would be spread out evenly across, and then, he would do that much damage, and then you would have to have a finisher at the end. This Servant of the Blade actually does that for you. It does the finishing at the end for you. Now, it's not as big as a normal finisher like Olive or any of those would be like, but it's still mad damage. And you know how Cloud does his Limit Burst where it kind of hits a little bit, and at the very last strike does a crap ton of damage? Similar to this, but it all chains together smoothly, nicely, very strong. And it is, in the end, once we add up all these multipliers, it's actually a really big multiplier for you to be able to be doing. Moving on down, we'll look at Double Blade. So this is his big move you guys are going to be using to chain. Again, you can chain with Orlando, Fravia, Agrius, Veritas of the Dark. There's a ton of people you can chain with for him there. Double Blade. Use Blade skills or Unknown Trader 2 times in 1 turn. Servant of the Blade is counted in that. So at 6-star, he has W cast, which means that he can cast any of his abilities twice. This is very important because we're going to be building him true double hand, or double hand, and just as normal double hand in almost all cases. In almost all cases, it is not right to build him dual wield. You don't want to be building this guy dual wield, even if you don't have all his true double hand. I'm sure you guys have double hand. It was in a King Mog shop. There's going to be different ways to build him up to get that double hand up there. That's pretty much how you're going to build him, is true double hand or double hand. This is going to allow him to hit like he would be using dual wield, because if we use this ability and then use Servant of the Blade, it's going to be cast twice, so it's going to be like he has dual wield, except for he gets to take the advantage of having true double hand or double hand added onto him, so that's pretty good. And that's within a 6-star. We'll go down here, and again, we'll go to a 7-star in a minute. HP plus 30%, increase HP and MP by 20%, auto refreshes on, and he's going to need it, because again, when you're casting these abilities twice in a turn, it's going to cost you a lot of mana, right? This is 52 mana right here, all right? Servant of the Blade is not cheap, so it's going to cost you a lot of mana, 104 mana to cast this bad boy twice. So again, we're going to need some mana replenishment. Put those mana pots on your Hyo. It's going to be very important there. Thank God we have MP recovery. He has large sword mastery, so we're going to be putting a great sword in his hand is going to be good. Then he has some more attack increases. Moving on down, we do have what Triple Blade is. So essentially, we can get this with improved stats. Triple Blade. Use blade skills or Unknown Trader 3 times in 1 turn. And the way we can enable that, again, is by using this improved stance, allowing us to use Triple Blade for a turn, allowing us to cast Servant of the Blade 3 times on his 6-star ability. And again, that's going to be 156 mana that you're going to have to spend. But hey, that's 3 times in this cast. If you get another Hyo, cast it 3 times. Think about casting Divine Ruination 3 times with this mega unit with a ton of attack, Hyo's gonna have a ton of attack thanks to double hand and true double hand, and just annihilating the enemy. And this is at 6-star, guys. If you only get one of them, he's still an amazing unit, okay? And that's not all. We're going to go ahead and go down to, he can cast Firaja if you need to. That's if you need to deal fire damage and maybe you don't have a fire weapon on him at the time. That could help you out there. But let's look at his limit burst. It is massive. We're looking at 6-star, where we go to 7-star in a minute. Physical damage, 12.5 times to all enemy, 30 hit. This is, it's insane damage. You want to level this bad boy up as soon as you get him. Use all your limit burst pots on him. It chains also, so not only is it the Divine Ruination chaining family, not only is it Onion Knight, we now open up this limit burst to CG Sakura and the Kid Rydia. Kid Rydia, CG Sakura limit burst chain with the Hyo limit burst. I think he can kind of chain with Awakened Rain as well, but it's not perfect. But he can also chain perfectly with another Hyo, allowing you to do insane damage. This limit burst is broken. You'll see what I'm talking about. It has the CG animation with it, so you're going to be happy every time you cast it. And this thing can melt enemies, melt trials. So be looking forward to that. So overall, talking about Hyo, you want to build him double hand, true double hand in my opinion. Make sure you get his TMR. This is only a 6-star, right? So we've only discussed the 6-star. Very, very strong 6-star. But the 7-star makes them that much better, obviously, right? So let's look at this Phantom Blade right here. A 5-turn cooldown. Remember, it's going to be 4 turns because on the global, when they write it up, it counts the turn that you cast it. Available on turn 5, so you do have to wait to turn 5 to be able to do this, all right? Physical damage 2.8 times with ignore defense 50% to one enemy. Physical damage 2.8 times with ignore defense 50% to all enemies. It is broken up this way. Both of these modifiers, it is so much damage. It is so much damage right here. Think about it. Oh my gosh. It is, because you have to take the 2.8 times with a 50% ignore defense, right? Then add on another 2.8 times with 50%. So it's going to finish the chain there. So not only is the entire chain doing mad damage, it also has a big finisher hit, okay? And then it also decreases fire and lightning resist for 3 turns to all enemies. 100% decrease to all enemies. And it chains with a Divine Ruination chain. Essentially, in my opinion, when we're using this, if we make it to 5 turns, if Hyo hasn't killed off whoever you're going against yet, you want to break these up. I know that I can understand wanting to chain both these bad boys together, maybe if you're going for a finisher. But essentially, you want to try to, and remember, the lightning resist is only up for 3 turns. But once you get one Hyo going with Phantom Blade, and you wait, and then you have another Hyo activate his, you're always going to have that 100% resist down, whether you're chaining with fire or lightning. And it Divine Ruination chain. So you can still chain it with any other Divine Ruination chainer or Servant of the Blade on your other Hyo. And that's how I think you should be working Phantom Blade, guys. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. All right, Way of the Void, 5-turn cooldown, available on turn 1. We can cast this bad boy on turn 1. Enables access for 2 turns to Triple Blade. So this is what you're going to be casting on turn 1. 99 MP. Hyo loves MP, so you need to put an MP person with him. Okay, very important. And my choice would be Ace, because Ace can imperil fire lightning by 75%, and then you can wait until you get to turn 5 and then be doing this, and then Ace can just be doing his happy clap hands and getting everybody mana back. I always call it Spirit Fingers, but he gives mana back. Anyway, you get to hit triple cast for 2 turns when you activate this. Now, it is a 4-turn cooldown. It says 5-turn, but it counts this one, so, 4-turn essentially. I want to make sure you guys understand that. You get access to triple cast, Triple Blade for... it's just insane. It's insanity. Again, it's also Triple Blade. So you can go up here if you don't have somebody else to imperil. You can cast Flame Blade. Then you can cast Servant of the Blade. That way you have the imperil, and then you hit with Servant of the Blade. Both of them are Divine Ruination, so they're chaining up. So you don't have to have both Hyo. For example, Hyo, you can have your Hyo cast Flame Blade and have the other one cast double Servant of the Blade, and yours cast Flame Blade and Servant of the Blade if you do triple cast, and they all chain together. It's not like you sacrifice damage, right? Hyo isn't a unit that has to ramp up to do damage. He's always doing damage. He's always turned on. He's always chaining. All of his moves work so well together. It's broken, guys. It's broken. On top of that, increase attack 200% for 3 turns. The caster, so you're already getting a huge attack buff right there, and you recover all of your HP, so maybe in the later turns, hey, you use it and you get all your HP back. Again, one of the biggest problems I have with Hyo, the only problem I see with him is the MP drain, which you got to be very careful with, all right? So moving on from that, so you get triple cast. Whew, so much damage. See, Ric Flair. All right, so this is his TMR equip. passive that happens to him. And everyone should get that TMR as soon as possible. If you have a 100% TMR Moogle, use it on Hyo. Put it on him. It's very important, especially at 7-star. Even at 6-star, though, it's going to be very good. Increase equipment attack by 100% when single wielding any weapon. So it's going to be 100% true 100% true double hand is built into his kit. And that's what I'm saying, guys. A lot of the other newer players or people who don't have all these TMRs or STMRs are probably going to be putting on the Tarantis, or however you say it, the great sword with lightning element on it, or the flaming blade Agni that has the fire great sword. So that's single wielding, meaning that you can take advantage of double hand from Bart, or you guys got it from the King Mog, and he has 100%, so you're already up to 150% there. And I do believe this is the way you want to go. Counter physical attacks 30% with Merciless Blade and then magic attacks. And what this allows you to do, if you use Merciless Blade, if he was to counter with this ability, it enables him to use Triple Blade for 1 turn. So if he does end up getting smacked and this 30% procs, Triple Blade's turned on for you again. So you can triple cast those abilities and do insane damage. But again, true double hand. I don't know how many times I want to reiterate this, but you want to be using that. The Delta Star, that's at 110. Increase modifiers to Ruthless Blade. Auto cast Self State at the start of battle. So if you get this up, Selfless State is being cast on its own, meaning that when you start battle, he's starting with attack 100% already buffed on him. So if you don't have a buffer, you aren't planning on using this ability right here to give him 200%, he always starts battle just being like, hey, by the way, 100% attack buff. He always starts with that, which is insane. And then we also get some higher multipliers on his Ruthless Blade if you're going to be chaining with Onion Knight, all right? Moving on down, we have Spirit 20%, and then if you get him to 120, which all of you guys should be doing, that's what you should be casting, that's what you should be spending your King Gigantor on, increase modifier of Servant Blade by 0.5 times, and then also an extra attack 30% with a Great Sword. So if we look up here, when we add a modifier to Servant of the Blade, it's going to be added here first, so this is all going to become a 1 times the enemy 6 times or whatever, adding that multiplier, and then you add the 0.5 here before applying the 50% defense, meaning you double it, meaning even more damage. I do believe it's like a 5.6 times multiplier, I think, when it's all said and done, most of that being backloaded, most of that being a finisher, while building up that elemental chain to do even more damage. Guys, it is ridiculous. Let's move on down to the Limit Burst again. We'll talk about it. It goes all the way up to a 19 times multiplier. Chaining this again will melt people, will destroy people, and you're going to be really happy about it, guys. And that is why Hyo 7-star and 6-star even will be breaking this meta, will be making people very happy. When building him again, I do believe you want to put the Flaming Sword Agni or Tarantarus, or however you say it, I know I'm saying it wrong, the Lightning Sword or the Flame Great Sword. That's essentially what you're going to have on your friends. You can also put Vargas TMR if you have it. But the best in slot, if you guys out there, you Wells who have STMRs, the Nalu Spear is actually the best in slot for him, as it has the lightning element, along with allowing you guys to take advantage of a two-handed weapon and give you guys that weapon variance to do even more damage, okay? I know a lot of you guys aren't going to have access to that, and that's why I'm saying you guys want to use the Flaming Blade Agni or the Tarantis. But if you have a way to imbue a lightning element, such as Frank, if you want to use Frank from the Deus Ex banner, or if you have somebody like Desh, who you enhanced and he puts the lightning element on your party, you can go ahead and use two-handed weapons here with Hyo to do even more damage. It's going to do so much, guys, because now you have the lightning element imbued on you. And you can go ahead and just start using the weapon variants with higher-end weapons that are, two-handed, such as the chainsaw or, the highest weapon you have that's two-handed that's out there. So that doesn't have an element attached to it, because a lot of the two-handed doesn't have elements attached to it anyway. I do believe in the future we're supposed to be getting a Xenogears, I think is what it's called, collab. And there is a great sword, I think it's a great sword, two-handed, with a lightning element attached to it. And that's what's going to be good for our boy here, and pretty much anybody, because it already has an element attached to it, but that's later in the future, guys. You don't want to worry about that too much. Overall, Hyo is busted. Be pulling for him. Everyone should be pulling. Everyone. And again, I've already talked about using the 25k or the 11k, and that's what's good. And I want to go over a little bit about Awakened Rain. We've already gone over him for the most part for 6-star back in on other videos, but I do want to touch on his new stuff that he has out, if this is completed on the wiki right now, which it does look like it is. So we'll go over his 7-star abilities. He gets higher attack here with his soul prominence, and Earth Explosion, meaning he does fire or earth magic damage with spirit scaling, meaning obviously you're gonna have a spirit up. He's gonna do a lot of damage there. His cooldown abilities are Purification, 3-turn cooldown available on turn 1, so we can use this on turn 1. Increased resist to all status elements 100% for 3 turns to all allies. Okay. Increased stop resist 100% for all allies. Let's go, baby. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna be casting this on turn 1, and you ain't gonna have to worry about status elements on your entire team. Goodbye, Ribbon, which is one of Hyo's actually one of Hyo's detriments there, is that he doesn't have a lot of he doesn't have any status element resists. So this is gonna cover him. So Awaken Raid, Hyo on the same banner. They're boys, bro. They're boys. Available turn 1 also, mitigate damage, magic damage taken 90% for 1 turn to caster. So this is going to be your ability that will allow you to take a big smack in the face of magic damage and really just laugh it off. It is also available turn 1 with a 4-turn cooldown, equating to a 3-turn cooldown as we go on. Scarlet Healing is another 110 level ability, it looks like. Restore HP 5,000, MP 50 to all allies. Oh god, Awaken Rain, you're so good. So, do you see the support he's bringing right here at his 7-star? Not only is he tanking all the magic damage you need him to tank, not only is he having extremely high spirit scaling, not only all of that, he has the ability to put up your MP, heal your HP, and get rid of all status elements and stop. So it doesn't get rid of them, but it gives you the resistance that you may need. Although, if we look over here, this is going to cost you Limit Burst Crystals, 20 of them. So you're not going to be able to cast this with MP, but if you do have the Limit Burst Crystals, you're not going to be using on anything else, like a Complete Awakening. This is going to be where you can go. Let's go down and look at his other 7-stars. Defender of Hope. If you have his TMR equipped, which you guys should have his TMR because it's freaking sweet. Auto-cast Defender of Hope at the start of battle. Increase Esper's bonus stats by 20%. Chance to counter physical attacks 80% with Defender of Hope. Max 1 per turn. So let's go ahead and find Defender of Hope. Defender of Hope 1, increase stop resist 100% to caster. Defender of Hope 2, increase limit burst gauge to caster by 7. So if he ends up countering a physical attack, which I don't see him taking a lot of physical attacks with most parties you're going to put him in, he's going to do Defender of Hope 2, and he's going to get 7 LB gauge. Honestly, there are situations where I can see that you can build, I've done it before, where you can build up Awaken Rain to be 100% resist or more to a certain element, so then he can be covering that magic element without needing spirit, and then you build him in a way that he could be super tanky, or he could even evade a lot of attacks, and that's where I think that'll come in. Autocast Defender of Hope, so he's going to have stop resist, so he's not getting stopped at the beginning of battle as long as you have his TMR equipped, and you're going to be good to go, and his TMR is pretty good there. Intensifying Power, increase Earth and Fire and Earth resist 30%, so that's going to help you guys when it comes to building him up against those resistances. Increases modifiers to all of his abilities about 1.4 times. Increase LB gauge 2 per turn. So he's getting 2 limit bursts per turn to help you guys with casting his limit burst ability skills, which is pretty amazing. And then he just has a whopping magic damage 26 times with spirit scaling to all enemies limit burst. You need 40 for that at 7-star, but that seems like one I would also want to level up. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. He's going to have a lot of spirit. So, whew. The only thing we haven't talked about here is his STMR. Knight's Metal. Attack 30, defense 30, magic 30, spirit 30, all elements plus 30%. It's really good. It's really good, right? I mean, who wouldn't want this? An attack 30, all elements 30, along with all the other stats, guys. Get the STMR. If you obviously you don't need to Awaken Rain. Grab that STMR up, gobble it up. It's very strong. So overall, Awaken Rain is a broken AoE cover magic tank that has a ton of value, and at 7-star gains even more supportive value, along with bringing damage. He's ridiculous. I tried to play him down when his 5-star release came out, so I didn't seem like such a homer because I love Rain. Rain is my favorite character in FFBE, as far as FFBE characters are concerned. And now 7-star is out. It's time to jump for joy, people. If you end up pulling on this banner, Hyo or Rain, you're going to be getting a unit that will be with you for a long time to come. It's not going to be something you guys are going to miss out on. Pull on this banner, guys. It's going to be great. The one thing I do want to touch on before we end this video is I am back to spinning in FFBE if I want to. I already have 35k Lapis. That's been from many banners ago. If I end up needing to go harder for Hyo and I feel like it, I will. I already have multiple Awakened Rains. If you guys are wanting to know why, the communication with Final Fantasy Brave Exvius has picked up quite a bit. We've had in-game announcements. We've had Facebook. Guys, if you're wondering where the other 7-star batch is, they actually made an announcement on Facebook, and it is through a comment. I do believe they should have announced that, you know, to everyone through a post or through a Twitter post or in a game announcement. These 7-star awakenings are coming next week. I don't have a problem with that. Keep the hype moments coming, baby. Hio this week, next week 7 stars, next week swimsuit. Let's go, baby. Everybody's gonna be having fun as long as they stop messing around. So they brought us the unit of choice ticket. It's going to be in the storyline for Hio. That is going to be easily obtainable. It's obtainable in the first story chapter node, so it's not going to be in the harder one. So most people are going to be able to use that. And then they announced another unit of choice ticket coming out later this month. That's going to be in a King Mog event, which I'm assuming is the swimsuit FFBE unit King Mog event. It's going to be for 150k. Overall, I think they're making changes. I think they heard us, and I enjoy what's going on. If you guys are worried about why you're not, if you're still unable to, when watching this video, if iOS is still down for extended maintenance, I know a lot of people are getting mad about that. That's actually not, from my opinion, FFBE's fault, Gumi and Square Enix's fault. That's Apple. They're having a new iOS come out in a couple of days. I think it's the 17th, and I think they're holding apps to make sure they work with the new iOS. I don't really know what Apple's doing, but they've done this before, and you guys have done it. So, best of luck on summoning for Hyo. I'm going to continue to try to get Square Enix and Gumi to communicate better with us. I'm using all my outlets that I have, talking with people, and I'm hoping for the betterment of the game, and I hope this brings, you know, there's obviously a ton of stuff that needs changed again, but these are steps in the right direction. I'm really enjoying that. I will be summoning for Hyo Friday at 8 p.m. EST. So get on that, come watch me, hang out, tell me about your Salt with Hyo, or tell me about your good stories. I'm excited to hear it. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you're excited to get 2 of the best units ever in this game. Let's get it. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.